to do it, they were about 20 minutes after Rio. And I
But yeah,
can't
that
find
one's
one
no
of them.
longer
And
there.
yeah, I can't even find a record of one of them, but I guess that's the way it goes. We need to say, please, we'll pay you money.
But that's a lie. We have no money.
That's a
Well, it
rather
won't be real money,
that's
but
a rather damnable lie. Oh,
some of the gold foil covered chocolate coins, maybe.
Mm,
I like those.
they're
Don't
expensive though.
don't hold them in your hand too long.
Or put them in your pocket. Don't put them in your pocket.
Bad idea.
Bad things.
Oh, mercy. I don't know. Of course, we might just be overreacting. Maybe she had a technical thing.
Yeah, hasn't been available for a little while. But you figure she'd message or ping us.
Maybe
But you
she's
also
just embarrassed.
figure that if it was a technical thing, it wouldn't have, pulled her from the server on Discord.
Yeah, that was. Mm, mm. But I've gotten to the point where I'm surprised when people don't do that kind of
Well, the
thing.
world is better when everyone has the power supply they need, anyhow. So
Yeah. Well,
let's keep doing that, Bill.
I've also seen people that, got kicked off of Discord for no particular reason.
That's, I mean, yeah, that's why I hate to jump to conclusions. I haven't gotten around to sending her an email. I think I've got her email somewhere
Yeah.
and say, hey, did you need some time off from that? I mean, but I asked her that already once. Do you need time off? And no, I'm good. I got this going on, and
Well, I asked her to do some audio editing for me, and he said that she was really tied up. There was a new job that she was trying to get.
yeah, she said she got a new job, so I don't know if that was,
Okay. Well, maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
yeah.
But we still need someone to do it, and preferably,
Not
well,
us.
obviously not me,
Preferably not me.
and that leaves Bill, and Bill does everything.
I mean, I expect if we don't find anybody that I'll be doing it next time since Bill did it this time, but
And it's with me, it's to the point where if I have to do it, splitting it in half is just not an option because that doubles the workload when you have to,
that's a lot.
you know. So if I've got to do it, I've got to just put it together and then release the whole thing because I just don't have the time. I did this like all the others. I did them on the side of the road.
That's my problem is finding the time. When do I have the time? It is well for me because I'm not going to listen to the entire audio to make sure that it's completely edited. I will spot check and I will make sure that the end is lined up
Yeah.
with everybody's stuff, but I am not going to go through that audio once, twice, three times in order to make sure that everything's perfect because I don't have that kind of time.
No.
So
And I
I'm
have.
also not going to go through and, listen for accidental swear words.
We're usually pretty good about that.
Yeah.
I'll admit. And we've efforted making that happen on Three Fat Truckers too, just because I feel like you can get more people to watch to listen if you
Yeah.
clean it up.
Well, I'm barely holding my own editing Full Circle Weekly News, and that's just one track. And 10 minutes, yeah.
mintCast is by far the most complicated show of any of them that I've ever edited, and it's just because when you have to put bumpers in between segments, then you got to go look for those segments, If you
Well, we could start playing the bumpers during the show.
Leo used to have that hooked up.
hmm,
It's not hard to set up if you have OBS set up. Because you're already piping your desktop audio through if you have OBS set up.
I can't think of a reason why that wouldn't work.
It's
Well,
worked
yeah,
in the past.
Yeah, because you can just literally put that in as a source on OBS.
Well, you have your desktop as a source already because you want everybody else's audio to go through, and you have yours, your microphone already as a secondary because you want that to go through, and then anything you play on VLC is going to go through, and you only have the opening audio, the transition audio, and the closing audio, and you can play those during the show. It's just remembering to set it up beforehand.
Yeah.
That's where I always have the problem.
Have to think about that. Come up with
I
elegant
mean,
solution.
you're already set up to do it.
Yeah. Because I think.
So I've been too lazy to look. Do we have show notes yet?
Yeah.
I haven't set up any show notes.
Somebody
I haven't
put
done shit.
407.
Probably Londoner,
Yeah, I don't.
What would we do without Londoner?
right?
Wither and die.
Oh, we said the same thing
I'm
about
doing
Rio.
that already, Bill.
Are we all?
We said the same thing about Rio, so
In it. Yeah.
we
Well,
gotta find a way to make it
when-
work, though.
When Rio was here, we were in heaven. You know, someone else to do the work and do it well. That's all we need.
All right. So, because I don't even think you need VLC. I'm gonna try something here.
You don't need VLC. You just need something that'll play audio. Now we might not be able to hear it, but the stream should be able to hear it.
Well, yeah, but you'd have to have it being heard on an Audacity stream.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Getting it on the Audacity stream would be the difficult part. No, because then you'd be recording everybody's audio. Because you could have the output from OBS be considered an input to Audacity, but then you're literally recording everybody's audio in one stream.
So what are we going to do this show, guys?
I don't know. Crack?
All together now. Okay, so OBS cannot play a FLAC. It doesn't even recognize it. It only recognizes MP3s from my end here. With my
Open it up in Audacity and output an MP3?
at the same time that it's recording your microphone?
No, I'm saying open the FLACs in Audacity and then...
yeah, it just needs to be converted.
Yeah.
Mogrified.
Is that mogrified or transmogrified?
Transmogrified.
Oh. Well, life has been very lifelike.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with life. So much living.
Oh, it's been painful.
I have been having trouble getting to sleep at any reasonable time.
Oh, dude.
Yesterday, I got to sleep 12:30 p.m. I have been trying from 2 a.m.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble, especially when I had the sinus infections, getting to sleep, and the sinus infections kept coming back, and then I went and changed the filter on my CPAP machine, and I guess it had just been a bad couple of weeks of pollen, because I pulled that pollen and dust, and I pulled that thing out of there, and you could just see it, like, coming off of it. Oh. But things did get better after the filter got changed, so at least a little bit. And then I started wearing my, I have some nasal blockers for to help with allergies, help protect against allergens, and they work okay. I mean, they're not the end all be all, but they do help. And then when I go into the office, I make sure to wear them because the cedar there is just like terrible. And I only look a little crazy.
I'll be right back.
Boy, I can't remember when I last only looked a little crazy.
I can't either, Moss.
You haven't known me that long, Joe.
I don't know. 5 years. That's a long time. Or is it 6 years now? I don't know.
I don't think it's been that long. I think it was October 2018.
What year is it? That's 5 years.
That's
Almost.
4.5. Not even 4.5, but yeah. See, it just feels like 6
Long
years.
time.
Joe,
Long time.
it just feels like 6 years.
Other
And you
than my
also remember I
wife,
was off the show for most of a year.
yeah. Other than my wife and kids, though, Moss, you're one of my oldest friends.
Oh my.
As in, well, physically the oldest, and also, been my friend the longest.
Hmm.
Can't think of anybody else that's actually stuck around now for that long.
I actually have one friend that dates back to 81.
The year I was born.
Well, I was
Well, don't
28.
get me wrong. I mean,
I was
there's
28
still
then, Joe.
there's still people that I know, like in Iowa, that I've known since the mid '80s.
I mean,
But I don't really talk to them all that much.
there's one person I have known longer than Lemming, and but to the best of my knowledge, while she has tolerated my presence on occasion, and not very many of those, she has never, to my knowledge, used the word friend concerning me.
And there is two other people that I've known since 1981.
Your parents?
No, I don't really talk to my mother, so
Mm.
that would be my sister and my dad.
Mm.
I mean, I haven't talked to my mother in like 20 years, so.
Well, I haven't talked to mine in over 2, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, different reason entirely. Mine's still around.
Yeah, we still have made no real advancement on getting a house.
Yeah, that sucks.
We do have over $6,000 in the down payment fund, which is a start, but it's not.
Yeah.
We're not where we need to be. Most of the houses we look at, you need 20% down before they'll even talk to you,
Yeah.
and 20% is 15, 16 now.
Yeah. I always get around that.
Well, you're a veteran too.
Yeah, I just have them tack on the closing costs to the overall price. Add half a percentage point. And then 6 months later, refinance.
Hmm. Well, you buy us a house and we'll just pay you.
I tried that. You didn't want it. Said it's in Iowa. We don't like Iowa.
Well, I'm sorry, it's not my. I don't know that you actually bought a house. You just had one.
Yeah.
Well, it's my wife. I would have gone.
You'd have
I would
probably
also
liked
have a
it.
lot more money if I wasn't married to her. But she does her best, and She does a good job of buffering between me and finances, so
Mm.
she spends too much money going out to eat, but other than that, she's pretty good. But we also
You'd
have
have
her
probably
healthcare costs.
you'd have probably liked it in the short term in Iowa, and then really hated it in the long term. I mean, unless you're big on alcoholism.
No, that's not a good thing for me. I've fallen into a bottle a couple of times, but always with the intention of getting out. And sometimes I've been, well, it might be 4 or 5 months before I climb out of here, but I'm going to climb out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when Bill gets back, you can ask him about Northwest Iowa. He's probably been there. He's at least seen Southeast Iowa quite a bit.
I've
Right,
been
Bill?
through Iowa once, but
I
that's
heard my
it.
name.
Yeah, we were talking about alcoholism and Iowa. And you're close enough being in that South Bend area that you at least know Southeast Iowa. And I'm saying that it's like very, very rampant in Northwest Iowa.
Well, I know Uncle Bonsai has 2 Iowa songs. There's I Awoke in Iowa, and there's Iowa Apology Song.
I know you've got a lot higher Native American population in the northwest corner.
Yeah, the
I
place.
never really noticed it. No,
The,
you do
the
notice it
place
in
you were
like
going to give me, the place that your dad had was about 12 miles from a casino. So yeah.
yeah, Emmitsburg. Emmitsburg has a casino, but no, you do see it in a lot of the town names, but it's actually a little further in eastward than that far west corner. I mean, well, no, also north and west of there. There's Okoboji in that region, and then further to the east there's Tatanka, Algona. Um, a lot of your towns are named after
Yeah.
Native American words.
Well, a lot of towns here are named after Native American words, but the population of Native Americans is like 0.12%.
Yeah, well, he says that the population is higher, but I don't remember seeing that. I remember seeing a lot of white folk.
Like around Sioux Falls, or not Sioux Falls, Sioux
Sioux
City.
City?
Yeah, is where I remember seeing a lot. I don't go out there very much.
Boy
Actually.
named Sue. So sue me.
There isn't a lot out there. Except corn. Cows.
You got corn in Indiana. You're still in Indiana, except they got
Yeah,
there's no trees in Iowa.
I
Well,
just
there
remember
is.
it.
Cut them down to make way for field.
No, there actually is a lot of groves, like man-planted trees, in order to act as windbreaks. Otherwise, yeah, the storms come in and tear everything up.
Yeah,
So, especially
when
over on the northwest.
when I went to college in Sterling, Kansas, we used to say that the only thing separating Kansas from the North Pole were barbed wire fences. I mean, we would get a half inch of snow in 6-foot drifts.
Alrighty.
So we got anything to talk about?
We've always got something to talk about.
How crappy Iowa is.
I don't think
No.
that'd be a good topic for the show, Joe.
Well, you'd be surprised. Like, everybody is quite willing to hate on Iowa, and then the people that live in Iowa are like, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get out my whole life. I drove back in the 90s, I drove for 2 companies over in Iowa. GSTC over in Walford, Iowa, and then Winger in Davenport.
Jesus Christ, I was in Iowa in the 90s. We keep going to the same places.
Yeah.
At the same time.
All I want to know is
We were in
the corn
Germany
is-
together in the 80s. Oh, go ahead. I'm
If the
sorry, Mo.
corn is as high as an elephant's eye, where do they get the elephants to check it against?
No clue.
Things to make your head explode.
Tell me, were you in Alaska in the early 80s?
No.
I wasn't either.
Okay.
I was in Colorado in the early 80s.
Oklahoma
For that matter,
in
pretty much all
also
the
early
80s.
80s?
No. I wasn't out west until probably the early 90s. Well, like 94.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Georgia, did you go to Georgia?
Yeah.
That would be the late 80s.
Round about, I was down there for training.
Right after Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we were probably in Georgia at the same time. You probably worked with my dad and didn't even know it.
Yeah, they sent me to missile school, and then when I got to Germany, they just gave me a truck to drive.
So you trained on the GPS in the 80s.
Yes. Well, I went to Patriot Missile School down in Redstone Arsenal, Alabama.
I was a Patriot missile systems operator and maintainer.
Ooh.
And my dad was one of the people that trained everybody on the GPS.
Yeah.
I was 4F.
Yeah.
But I never really worked in that field. I trained in it, and then by the time I got to Germany, the wall came down, and it was time for Operation Retrograde, which was to send all of our ammo back to the States, and that's basically
downsize the military and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Yeah, that's when my dad got out, roughly.
Yeah, well, I had to be
Not long
4F.
after.
My draft number was 1, and they were sending people to Vietnam still in those days.
Yeah.
I would have come back in a box. There's no question.
You know, sometimes living is all about just being in the right place at the right time.
Most times.
You know, if you're in the right place at the right time, you get to come home and grow to be old and gray like me.
And then if you were 6 inches to the left, you took a bullet to the brain.
That's it. I mean, it's that random.
Sometimes being the guy that survived isn't all that great.
How about...
So our topic is depression this time?
Yeah. How about all of the apps that we can't live without on our phones? Make it an easy one. An easy one.
Well, we did do a phone one recently, but that was all me and our listeners. So we could put it to the listeners again. That would probably be helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can. That there's any app I can't live without on my phone.
Well, what apps do you most use on your phone, other than the dialer?
Oh, just Telegram and Discord and Mastodon for the most part. Tusky.
And then where do you get them from? Do you get them from F-Droid or APK
Well,
Pure?
considering I am now back in the Google system, I could just get them from Google Play. But I did find them all on. I didn't find that much on F-Droid, but I found a lot on Aptoid and APK Pure. APK Pure bugs the hell out of me because they've got more apps than anyone else, and they've got more intrusive advertising than anyone else.
It's not really an app store as such, because all it really is a repository of APKs. And I don't even know if they're actually hosting the APKs or if they're just, like, connecting.
Well, they do more updates than anyone else, so someone is hosting them. But every time you go into the store, you get blasted by an ad, and some of the ads you can't even close.
The only time I've ever used APK is when I bought one of those dodgy Linux, well, not Linux, Android TV boxes that
Didn't come with gaps.
When I
right.
was using Calyx OS, I got all my banking apps and everything, but I had to go to the I had to do a search to find the APK for them.
Mm.
I couldn't find them in any of the stores at all, but the
It'll give
APKs
me
were out there.
it'll give me a chance to talk about digits from T-Mobile.
Yeah, because I've actually got my story's probably slightly interesting because I've got a couple things I get straight from GitHub, and then I've got a couple things that I get from. Well, I got a few things that I get from F-Droid, and then if I can't find it one of those ways, then I'll get it from Google Play. But I got
We're still on Ting, and uh, we talking phone service. You mentioned T-Mobile or something. Ting has changed, but it's still better than anything else we got, and we're paying like 35 to 39 bucks a month for 2 phones.
Have you checked out Mint Mobile?
It's more expensive.
Is it? Okay, I didn't know.
well, Ting
Most of
just
the places
charges
we
you.
look at are 35 bucks per line, and Ting is 10 bucks per line plus usage.
They don't charge you for stuff you don't use. That's the kind of the
Yeah,
cool thing about Ting.
they don't charge you at all for minutes or messages anymore, and the data is bloody cheap.
That's good.
All you need is an unlocked phone. I've
Now,
got a
it
SIM
doesn't
card.
work for Dale because Dale's on the road and he's using his phone as a hotspot and everything, and
Yeah,
probably
that's
goes through a
me.
lot more gigabytes of data than I do.
I get 25 a month from Verizon,
And you go through that on day one.
especially if I'm. I try to get clever when I'm editing shows and I got to move the files back and forth, like transfer them onto my phone, like download the FLACs on the phone and then transfer them over with a USB cable and then back onto the phone and then upload it to archive.org from there. It's a pain in the butt, but
Back on the housing, Joe, we're actually starting to look at seniors communities. See if we can
Really?
get, yeah. Well, we couldn't look at it before because Suzanne doesn't even turn 55 until June.
you
And,
dog, you.
Robbing the cradle.
Yeah.
well, it was a pretty rickety cradle by the time I got to it.
oh, oh, that was rough.
Ouch!
That's rough.
Ouch! Good thing she
I
doesn't listen to the show.
well, this will be the one.
I
If your
just
luck is
lost.
like mine, this will be the one she listens to
And it'll just be the part that she clicks on in YouTube. She'll randomly click somewhere,
directly to that part.
right? And she'll listen to that, and yep, out
Yeah,
comes the
well,
baseball bat.
my mom always referred to her as my young bride, and I'm going, she was 48 when we got married. How young do you?
Oh man.
I'm amazed she's still here, and there are some ways that's good that she's still here, and there's some ways it's not. We're still not exactly working together like the team we're supposed to be, but um, at least I'm not out spending my money on wild women. Not that I ever did, but wild
That's what I
women
was
find me
wondering right
eventually.
there.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
my mom got really mad at me a number of times because here's Respawn.
Hey.
I told my mom a number of times I would have saved a
Good
lot more
evening.
money uh, paying for hookers than I'm spending on women that I get married to or have a relationship with.
Well, you're not wrong.
Mom would get so mad when I said that. How are things in Eastern Europe?
Standard.
Yeah, things are pretty much standard here too, which is
Standard frozen.
Caught any
Yeah.
stray Russian missiles lately?
Nah.
Where are you, Respawn?
Croatia.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not as bad. Not as bad as being in Hungary. You might catch a stray missile there.
Yeah.
Norbert's internet connection held up through the whole show, so apparently
Which is
maybe.
interesting since Danny's didn't.
Yeah, her. Oh yeah, Audacity shit the bed on her. That was interesting.
Oh, where'd you have to pull the? Oh no, you had the two
Yeah.
files.
You just had to sync them up again because you didn't say anything from when she lost until she synced.
There really wasn't anything because we was getting at the end of. I think it was my
bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Something.
I think it ended up okay though. It was, boy, that was a good show.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Well, about all the excitement around here is we have a new Echo.
You're still thinking about sending me the old one?
Yeah, I haven't packaged it up yet, but it's coming with that mouse that I've been promising you for how many months?
Alexa, order
I'm
tampons.
In no rush.
You forget I have headphones.
Oh, yeah.
You forget I changed the word.
You also
Change the keywords.
It's in another room altogether. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just say it louder.
Plus, even if you did that, I have a wife and 2 daughters. They're gonna get used. If you accidentally ordered tampons.
Yeah, forgot about that.
I could say a lot of things here, but my wife would kill me if I did, so. I'm amazed she hasn't killed me yet, but.
She's working on it. She's just taking the slow path to do it.
Well, when she
comment on that.
When she calls her father, I always make sure to yell, "She hasn't killed me yet."
Say crazy things like cause of death, terminal sarcasm.
Killed by sarcasm.
So some of those cutting remarks are really sharp, you know.
I figure, there's a 50% chance that sarcasm will get me killed one day.
For now, it's raining, but they said it's gonna snow this week.
It's cold. I'm freezing.
Yeah, we're raining and not that cold. It's in the 50s here. Well, I don't convert that to Celsius very well.
It's 4 or 5. I don't know.
Oh no, a lot higher than that. Well, let me.
Now here it's like 36 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. 55.
It's 6.6 degrees Celsius here.
It's almost 13 here. 12.78 is what the calculator came up with. Boy, just opening my browser and looking that up turned on my fan. I thought this Think Center was cooler than that. I guess I've got all this stuff sitting on top of it.
I should probably turn my computer on.
My other PC, I tried the installer for Debian 12, but it just started restarting by itself. I'm like, crap. Probably the motherboard is going out.
12 is out now?
The motherboard is going out.
The question is, Debian 12 is out?
No.
It's still in testing.
Oh, okay.
There's a testing freeze right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the freeze image, so wanted to test it, but no go.
All right, so we're going to discuss on the show our top 5 Android apps.
Oh, I need more than 5.
Okay, our top Android apps.
There you go. Yeah, because 5. Because I got...
And where we get them.
Right.
I am mighty partial to my on button.
I used to have that one where, like, if you took your phone and went like this, it made a whipping sound.
Well,
Yeah, like in that show,
Yeah, what show was that? Oh,
Big Bang Theory.
yeah, Big Bang Theory, and I think it was on How I Met Your Mother too. He had that.
what was it?
The whip. You take your phone, you go, whoosh, and it makes a whipping sound.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're gonna install it right now because I haven't.
Uh-huh.
You use Plex, don't you, Moss?
Only a little bit.
They have an Android app for that.
Well, but I don't watch on my phone. I watch on my TV.
They have an Android app for that.
I got it on my phone because this thing's using a Chromecast, so the only way to but the Chromecast works with everything.
Yeah, I've got your Plex server, and I've got.
Oh, you are just tickled pink by that app.
And you got options. There's like 30 different.
We can't hear it, just so you're aware.
Yeah, nothing. Nope.
Nope.
I mean, I can see the look on your face when you do it.
The unmitigated glee.
Right?
I know how to fix that. Let's change that microphone. Webcam.
I'm barely awake, people.
Oh, the hockey game starts at 2:30. They're playing the Blues, so it started already? Yeah, we heard it.
Now I hear it.
It doesn't
Sounds
sound
terrible.
good, but yeah.
Yeah, now I
crappy.
sound more like Moss.
Well, some days you sound that good. Some days you don't.
Yeah, some days you get the elevator, some days you get the shaft. Now I can't.
Some days you get the mine, some days you get the shaft.
Oh, that's it. Default. There we go. Wow, there's a lot of options here.
If you don't mind me asking, what's this poisonous cobra doing in my...
You don't hear anything because I have my headset.
Yeah, you've probably got noise canceling on that headset.
No, I have my headset. All the sound is coming through my headset.
Yeah, I finally got myself a new headset.
There you go.
That's better.
So that's staying on the phone. This app's got a 4.9 rating.
Will it come with ads?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean
Standards.
my flashlight comes with ads.
Right?
And I think the phone's got a flashlight built into it, but I've just been using that same app for so many years.
Yeah, well, mine's
it does.
got it built in, and for that matter, on my Pixel, I just have to squeeze it to turn the flashlight on. I'm keeping my Pixel around. Basically, it cuts down on my battery usage because it has better speakers. So if I want to listen to something, I listen to it on the Pixel.
Mm.
I just need Wi-Fi. I don't have to have a SIM card for that.
Well,
our new phones, we're having a lot of glitches in. They're Moto G Stylus 2022s, and it's just like a lot of the software doesn't work right. It'll glitch up, and all of a sudden the app is only taking up a quarter of the screen and frozen, and or just you open up Amazon and you start scrolling down the page and it stops and it stays there for like 5 minutes, and you can't move it up or down from there. Or I haven't had that problem with the Pixel, but I'm sure having it with these Motos. And I always liked Motos before. That's why we went back to them.
You know, the phones that used to be good are it's just not the case anymore. I don't
Well,
know.
no, in a lot of cases, yeah. I mean, I think OnePlus is starting to slip, but that has to do with software. But like Samsung's still basically top of the market. It's just
Yeah, top of the price range too.
top of the price range too,
And the
and
one plus has
explosively,
more than doubled.
yeah, explosively on top of the price range. I mean,
You could get those J series Galaxies.
the
And
A53s, the J53s, and those are supposed to be really, really decent for the price. But if you're looking at
Yeah.
the top end models, then yeah, it's insane.
We paid
Yeah,
less than
yeah.
$250 each for our Moto G Stylus 2022s.
I mean, when you get the 23 Ultra, you're looking at what, $2,000?
oh god.
Yeah, I got myself a 22 5G model.
And that was what, 300, 400?
Yeah, we got these Moto Gs because
Like
of the 5G, and we
200 and
haven't had
something.
5G service anywhere yet. So
Well, guys, it is my wife and I. It's our anniversary, so I'm gonna
Happy
get
anniversary.
that
Yep,
doesn't
thank
count.
you. I'm gonna get off of here and take her somewhere nice. Uh, maybe Kentucky
Corner
Fried
bar.
Chicken.
Yeah. Get that fried lizard.
You're in the
That'll perk her up.
Midwest. Go to IHOP.
Oh yeah, IHOP.
Yeah.
I
Good
actually
idea. Good
proposed
idea.
to my wife at IHOP
No,
when she got her off the plane.
we got a place here called Salvatore's, and it's real nice Italian. They make their own pasta right there, fresh. You can see it hanging, and she likes that place.
Fancy.
It's not very expensive.
Fancy.
The two of
You don't
us.
take me to nice places like that.
Well, you don't put out.
That's true. Not for you, anyway.
I mean, you're gonna have to make Daddy happy.
Joe doesn't even put out the cat. Are you kidding?
All right, guys.
No
I'm gonna get
thanks.
out of here.
That seems like a high cost for me. I'm good.
It's just that initial hurdle. Once you're done
Good
with it.
seeing you.
Yep.
Glad you found the right day. Respawn.
Yeah.
All right, kids. We'll see you next
Good
time.
timing. Good timing.
All right, I'll see what I can talk about. We could talk about the problems with the new phone and the non-problems with the new Echo. And
Sounds good.
yeah, they literally, I told Amazon what my Wi-Fi password was, and they set it up to, all I had to do was plug it in and it automatically connect to it.
Cool. All right, we'll see you guys.